Good evening, members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. How's everybody doing this evening? For those who are tuning in on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Restream, and for those who follow my showreel TikToks under HCS895. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing well. And welcome to another edition of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters Bruja, which Lechuza manifestations. Hope everybody's doing great. How's everybody enjoying their Friday? Let me share out this live feed real quick, brothers and sisters. There we go. We're all shared out. Let's see who we got here. We got XN 814. How you doing tonight? We got Sister Ivy Ramirez and Real MMA. How you doing? Hope everybody's doing great tonight. As for me, I'm hanging in there, brothers and sisters. It's been one of those rough weeks for me. I think one of the roughest weeks I've had in a while. I'm thinking dealing with the weather. Uh, Ever since we had the blood moon, it's just I feel like all kinds of things happening. Pains and tightness around the neck. Uh, but I'm hanging in there. Earlier, I had a major headache, but I don't know. All I know is this: I continue to place Jesus Christ first and maintain my Heavenly Love Foundation, in spite of whatever's happening around the world. Try not to focus uh, in things. The only thing you can do when something tragic has happened is pray for people, man. Honestly, can't do nothing about it if the individuals are gone. So pray for the souls. Pray for the souls to be saved. That's what people get caught up into too much stuff. Uh, you know, and the Heavenly Father will take care of things accordingly. You know, this what He does is for people to rejoice over somebody's death and stuff like that. That's not good for them because it's always karma, that comes around with that. The only thing I can say is maintain your heavenly love foundation, place Jesus Christ first. Don't look too much into things and just keep on living your life. How you doing, Andres Carizales? I do have a photo I wanted to share with y'all. Since it's Bruja Wish Lechuza Manifestation, or that's what I named the title today, but Bruja Witch, right? Which is the same means the same thing. I do got a picture that I captured, and I wanted to share with y'all to see what y'all think. But I'm going to share it in a few. I might share some stories at the beginning before I share this picture. Like I said, I hadn't been feeling well. When that blood moon happened, I guess there was a lot of negative energies, and I don't want to believe that that's what happened. So at this time, I would like to tie back and rebuke any kind of belief of negative energies coming from the alignment of the earth, the moon, and the sun. We tie back and rebuke any power belief or any negative energies, unclean spirits that try to damage or affect my heavenly love foundation. We tie by break in Jesus Christ's name. You're not allowed to affect me or any of my family members. This we pray in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. So the past couple of days, I've been doing live still, but I don't know how I've been doing them. But I've been hanging in there, just going in and out, in and out. Like real tired, but it's not that I'm tired. It's just the things that I'm going through. Your body. You know when you're going through something. I mean, I think I've only worked out this week. I only did one workout, I believe, and I just had to take a break from the workouts. But I'm hanging in there. I try my best to put the content out there for y'all, brothers and sisters. I'm not trying to be like everybody else. I'm doing my own thing. I'm old school. I'm not into all the limelights. Even though I got a light here to shine on me, just to give me light or else it would be dark here. Um, to me, it's not about nothing like that. I'm old school. When you uh, listen to spiritual encrypted encounters, this is uh, who I am as an individual. The experiences that I share here are real experiences. The images that I capture, whether it be videos, pictures, it's because these things are really out there, and I just want to bring awareness to the viewers, to the people, that we are under spiritual warfare is very real. We're in spiritual war right now. Just a lot of people uh, don't understand the seriousness of this spiritual warfare. When these things, how they attack unseen, they can attack at any given time uh, if you have a spiritual opening. And maintaining a heaven love foundation is very important, in which you have no anger, you're not believing in other things, uh, you have no fear, you have unforgiveness, because the forgiveness is part of that heavenly love foundation, which the heavenly Father will bless you with the spiritual gift discernment. You're not going to be confused or bonded by unclean spirits when you have a heavenly love foundation. Uh, you're not going to be confused. The answers are right there, plain and simple, in plain view. What you're dealing with, you don't have to go do no boots on the ground or go investigate anything, because the truth is already there. And I've been saying the truth here on spiritual encrypted encounters. You know, whether sometimes people are being spiritually bonded because either two things, like I mentioned before, they might have a spiritual opening, or that's what they choose to believe. That's what they want to dwell in, right? So, and they know these people that I'm talking to you about. There's some have been here, some have been here, but they can only hold the charade for a certain time before the true nature, what they're really about. And the deal is with these people that come onto this this channel. They've been trying to infiltrate. I've been knowing who you are all along. I just, when the Heavenly Father guides me to help out people spiritually, that includes people on the other side of the balance. People that think I don't know what they're about. I do know what you're about. I've been knowing what you're about, right? You think believing these things that's not of Jesus Christ, that it's going to give you some kind of power. The only thing I can tell you is you're being deceived. Brujas, Lechuzas, warlocks, any kind of cult-like activity, y'all being deceived. I'm just here telling you the truth. Whether you want to hear it or the demons or the attachments that are on you are driving you freaking nuts, driving you crazy, right? Because they don't want to free you. They got you. They got a hold. And if you don't want to be free, right, and you want to think that way, then the problem, the real problem is you, that you're allowing that to affect you because you're believing in that crap. Me, I'm just here to expose, right? What I mean by crap, I'm talking about the witchcraft stuff, right? That's what you want to believe in. I'm just here exposing the truth, putting these things, giving the people an opportunity of some wisdom and knowledge to be able to fight these things that come up against us at a daily basis. That's why I talk about the things that I talk about here, because I know what they do. I've lost family members, right? So what I do is awaken those or help out people that truly need spiritual help. We got Sister Beyond the Box. How you doing, Sister Brenda? I'm just going to talk a little bit at the beginning. I do have a picture to share with y'all to let you know what I'm thinking about. And, you know, uh, like yesterday, I had a lot of people coming at me. I guess these people that are coming at me are friends of some of the people that I guess I sounded off to. I'll say it nicely, sounded off to. Uh, I noticed that every time I tried to do with having a show or sending a message, there was always somebody trying to say something else, you know, to contradict what I'm saying. Uh, well, that individual's not here no more, and even if he wanted to, I don't want him here no more because he was infiltrating. And like I said before, I know who the other people are. I'm just here to, how should I say, to help out as many people as possible. If I can free somebody from the grasp of the negative side, I can help those individuals. But besides that, I'm not gonna have somebody come in here try to interrupt my show continuously, uh, and that's over. With those individuals. And yesterday we had like 3 or 4 trolls that jumped on here, and I booted them all out. And I'll continue to do the same thing at a daily basis. So all I'm gonna do, we got 18 viewers here. Uh, I'm gonna share a story with y'all. Like I said, I've been fighting spiritually since I was a kid. You know, at a very young age. I could see things. Uh, I remember I could see things spiritually, uh, even before I went uh, to Mexico. Right, uh, I was already seeing things spiritually. So the spiritual gift and the abilities that I have always been with me. Uh, Even though I got taken to an area where there was a lot more activity because with the curandera, that I could see the gift had always been with me. I could already see things of the unseen. I could see the goodness in people, and I could see negative attachments on people. The only thing that happened when I went uh, to Mexico is that the gifts that I already had, it just got stronger, right? Because I got opened up more to the spiritual aspect of things spiritually around me. But the gift of sight, spiritual sight, I've always had when I was a kid. So I'm just putting it out there that when I went to Mexico with I had to stay with a curandera, with a medicine woman, uh, to help my brother out. The spiritual gifts that I had, I already had. I was there as to help her out spiritually because I could see things, right? Spirit, things of the spirit. So she would ask me a question if there's something, and I'll point where they were at. I would give her a description how they looked, and I'll see what they went. And I helped her. I helped her heal a lot of people spiritually, right? When she would get rid of the negative attachments that this individuals had, I would describe what I was seeing. So all the spiritual abilities that I had or have, should I say, that I was born with that, and I consider that a blessing from the Heavenly Father. Even though the situation of me having to go to Mexico so my brother could get healed, I had to stay there with her. No, it doesn't take away from the spiritual gift that I already had. So I've always been able to see things spiritually of the balance all throughout my life. And just like I can tell when people try to come in here and infiltrate, I can tell who's who. But when you walk with a Heavenly Love Foundation, you try to get the benefit of the doubt to people that maybe somewhere within them they want change. They want change of feeling anger in their hearts, that they want change of the feeling of walking in quicksand, or they want the change of the roller coaster ride they're on because their lives is just havoc. The only thing that can cause havoc like that is this unclean spirits. It wants to keep you preoccupied in that way that you're gonna feel that way. But that right there is a sign that you're being spiritually bonded in some kind of way, shape, or form. It's got control over you. If the unclean spirit is telling you a Bigfoot is real, that a Bigfoot is friendly, and it's being done spiritually, demonic, the demon is already deceiving you. And if you believe in that, it's because it was telling you it's a Bigfoot. It's really it. That it's okay. I'm gonna put on my manifestation of a Bigfoot, so I can continue to believe that I'm a Bigfoot, that I'm real. But it's the demon that's deceiving you. That's why I try to help out people spiritually. And there's a lot of people in the cryptic community that are being deceived, brothers and sisters. That's right, Sister Brenda. I'll drop a link here if you want to join, Sister Brenda. I think the problem with some of those individuals is I do have a lot of capabilities, but I only say certain things here on spiritual encrypted encounters because people don't understand how great the power of the Heavenly Father of Jesus Christ is. What the ability, the things that He can do for us. He can do a lot of things, but the number one thing will be for somebody to have a relationship with Him so that I can understand where I'm coming from. All right, here you go. How you doing, Sister Brenda?
Good evening. I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
All righty. Yeah, I was just talking about this because so like yesterday, I had like three people that had Bigfoot stuff on them that I booted out. The same it was the same guy with two different profiles. First, he didn't like me, because of the hat, my veteran hat. And he was saying said a lot of messed up stuff. So then he came in with this other emblem of a Bigfoot, and he makes fun of people. He makes fun of people that are like investigators in the Bigfoot community. So I just blocked them out of his stream or whatever. But then I have other people, right, that I go against their narrative of what they believe, or they could be part of a cult, because they give power to these demons. That's what they like to do. And I think they're infiltrating, what I see, they're infiltrating these communities, whether it's a Bigfoot community, UFO, the communities that build up out of the foundations that these things are real. And there's a lot of people, cult people, I'll say it like this, that are infiltrating these locations to tell the people, yeah, the Bigfoot is real. Yeah, the UFOs are real, but they know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, I want to say something. Um, okay. I have dealt with a lot of different people doing my shows. Okay, a lot. And sometimes we do. We deal with people who say that Bigfoot lives in their yard. We deal with people who, on every different aspect. The bad thing about it is you get the division because people will listen to one show and then come into another, give their opinion. Now, everybody has the right to opinion. That's freedom of speech. It's the first thing we
Yeah,
got. But to disrupt and argue is wrong. But there's a bigger problem here. And this is what I'm going to say because I have been dealing with something most of the day till I finally went to sleep. I once heard somebody say that the United States is the Antichrist. And I didn't get it at first, but I want people to hear me out. Lucifer runs loose on this country, and it's getting worse. People are divided, they are sick. There is a lot going on. The bad thing about it is the only way that we can get through this and show strength is unity and Jesus and the Father. And people are forgetting that. They're lashing out. The stuff that has been going on is disgusting. It's disgusting. You had that poor girl from Ukraine who came over here to get away from war so that she could live a better life and make something of herself. She was killed. This stuff with Charlie, he was killed. We just had another 9/11. Those people were killed. Now I'm going to tell you something. Sacrifice is a bad thing. And that is what's happening here. People have lost their minds, and it's gross. It's gross. And when they come over here and they get into the chat here and they do all of this to disrupt, yeah, they just need to be kicked out. Um, but I keep quite a few mods on my channel just for that purpose. I don't have to pay attention when they come in there and they're talking crap. The mods usually do very good and get them out. I don't have to deal with them. But everybody needs to just stop this. Everybody needs to go back to learning what caring and love and all that is about. All of this fighting and division, that is what the devil wants.
Yeah,
And
the because if it divides, then it can conquer.
yeah,
But that's why I tell people here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, on 10-year Heavenly Love Foundation, have your relationship with Jesus Christ, because that's the only way we're going to overcome
that's right.
Lucifer and the demons, through
That's right.
Jesus Christ.
Because that's what's
And for,
happening.
and for those that don't, then their fate is going to be their fate,
Yep.
because then that's how it's going to happen. You know, it's
And
going to
that's,
be.
yeah, and that's what's happening. These
I
demonic
think that's
things.
even how civil wars happen.
Yeah. Well, they want that. The, the Satan wants that. He wants this. It's not only him, it's these evil people that are his little minions. They don't like America. They wanted America tore down and put into a third world country. Do you know why? Because of our Constitution. The only way we lose our Constitution is if we have a war and another side wins. We lose everything. And that is what the demons want. They want the strong country that has its constitution, that stands up for what it believes. They want it taken down because we, the people here in the United States, are what the devil fears because there's more of us than there are of him.
And I'm going to tell you something right now. The girl from the Ukraine, she escaped Ukraine,
Yeah,
but she didn't escape the demons.
yeah,
There was a demon attack in that man. That the demon used that vessel to destroy her.
sure was.
So we have to stay spiritual ready and spiritual alert at all times.
Yeah,
That's why the reason that I, when somebody comes out with that Bigfoot Bigfoots are real, or dogmen are real, and all these things are real, the reason I tell them to focus in Jesus Christ is because that's what the demons want.
that's right.
They want the power of freaking belief.
Yep.
And if you give them the power of belief, then they have the spiritual opening to attack you any given freaking time.
Yeah. And I
And that's
mean,
what I was. That's the point I was trying to get to somebody that was here, but
yep.
he chose not to listen to my words of advice.
Well, and Satan uses so many different ways. Okay, for some people, he may use Bigfoot, playing hopscotch with them, and in other
Aliens.
ways, yes, the aliens, and we know those are demons. Actually, Susie and I broke something down with those. Okay, um, we have done programs with people who are in like this 20 and back program, like when they're young kids they think that they've been abducted and they live on Mars for 20 years. They come back, they've only been gone 10 minutes, they're still young, but they remember everything that happened there. Well, here's the deal aliens, especially the little gray ones, they're demons and they tap into your psyche and in your mind. You can implant anything in somebody's mind when you're a demon, and these people think that this is what has happened to them. I'm not going to argue with them because it's a memory to them. Okay, I just haven't figured out how to break that little cycle, but you can't unless they put Jesus in their life. And a lot of them I've noticed they don't and they won't. because when they're doing this process, one of the things that is said to them is, "Where is your God now?" And they get them to believe that there is not one. Nobody's going to save them.
The schools corrupting our
The
children.
schools are doing it too. Yes, they are.
Schools, some of this, even church. Some of the
Hmm.
churches are doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to distance us away from the only thing that can save humanity is Jesus Christ.
Yep.
They're trying to throw wrenches and all kinds of things in there to stop getting people to believe in them.
Yeah. I know somebody that goes to a church in another state, and, we talk every now and then about God, and she loves her church. She really does. But she was explaining to me what they do on the halftime. Apparently, they have the trans study, Bible study, where they go in dressed up like I don't even know what, and they read to these kids. They have same sex marriages there. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, what? So yes, Satan has got his minions infiltrating everything in this world.
That's why
Everything.
they don't allow me to post on TikTok, Sister Brenda, because I'm talking about Jesus Christ, and they say I'm breaking their rule. I'm breaking their rules and regulations. TikTok, just because I'm talking about Jesus Christ.
Wow.
You know, that's okay. But I'm live here on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. But yeah, they don't allow me to place on TikTok. It's
Wow.
crazy.
It is. It is. I seen Lawrence say that he has never seen such, open evil in his life. I am 57 years old, and let me tell you something. Up until about, well, I seen a lot of evil when I was young, but to see it out in the open, about 10 years ago, I started seeing all this stuff. And I knew it was going to get worse. I knew it. I said it then, and I knew it was going to get worse. And this is just absolutely ridiculous. Look at these people that died. They're they were human before anything else. It doesn't matter what they did or what they didn't do, what they believed in or what they didn't believe in. That little girl had a bright future here. She was lost. That man had small children who aren't ever going to really know their father because they're so young. They're going to lose memories when they grow up, but they're always going to ask why. He was a human being, regardless of what he did. The people that died in the Twin Towers, that stuff was all done over selfishness, but they were human beings that lost their lives. Because why? Evil does not care about casualty. Whatever's lost in the middle, Satan does not care. And it's wrong. People need to come together and start working together and get back to love. You know, People criticize the 60s and the 70s, peace, love, and rock and roll. But you know what? Sometimes I think they had the right idea, they just did it a little cockeyed.
The drugs was the problem.
Yes. Yeah.
The All the drugs, marijuana, I think what was it, cocaine, and the other one. The other one, there was another drug that was pretty bad.
Acid.
They called it the acid, but there was another one besides cocaine.
Mm,
Uh,
I don't
it was
remember.
stronger than cocaine.
I
I can't
know
remember the name of it.
I know that they were running around having a good old time, but I've seen some old videos, and regardless of what they did, do you know that they would pray to God regardless of how wrong it was because of what they were doing? But they were still praying. And when they went to war, the first thing they did was say, God does not want war. They were right, you know? But they kind of went about it a different way, so people didn't take them seriously. They were hippies, I believe, is what they just called them. Bunch of
Yeah,
hippies. But, you know, everybody has their own opinion of things. And that's okay, because I think that if we all had the same opinion, this would be a very boring place to live, because everybody would be talking about the same exact thing every day. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. But don't take those opinions, if you know that somebody else doesn't believe in the same thing, bring them over here and start arguing and fighting and acting up like that, because all that is your inner demons trying to inflict on other people, and you need to keep them to yourself, because we don't need them. We don't want them. If you want help to get away from those demons, you're in the right place. But if you don't want help and you want to keep them, then you take your tea party somewhere else, because we don't need it here. There are
yeah,
some people here trying to heal from things that they've gone through. There are some people coming here to try to figure things out and why certain things have happened to them. You don't need somebody coming in here starting a clown show because, they just want to.
because uh they don't get their way. Because every time they try to put the agenda that everything blame Bigfoot for everything,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
call the bullshit on that, and I say you need to focus on having a relationship with Jesus Christ.
Hmm.
Ty Bunner test that the spirit, the manifestation, right? If it's a
And you
Bigfoot or any cryptid or whatever
and,
alien,
and you know
put
the
it to the
bad
test.
thing,
Ty Bunner rebuking Jesus Christ. And when I say that, they dislike that
right?
because it takes away from their agenda, what they're trying to do,
Right.
to make it seem that they're real. Which the reason I say this is because I've done it. I've seen a dogman, I've seen a Bigfoot and other things that manifest us, and I put it to the spiritual test. I type and rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name, and guess what happens? Poof, puff of white smoke, sulfur, that's demonic, or they disappear and there's black goo on the ground with whatever it was standing at, and it smells like pestilence because it's
Right.
demonic.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I say what I say, because I put it to the spiritual test.
And you know what really gets me about that one certain person, Abe, is you could ask that person almost anything you wanted to about the Bible, and that person had the right answers. So I don't understand the whole conflict that of not understanding what you were trying to say, because he knew better.
Well, I think the same person would say that, and I don't know how he put it during the chat one time, that he said he was part of the fallen angels, that
Oh,
he was a fallen angel.
oh,
And I'm like, okay, so that's telling me that you believe in demons, because that's what fallen angels are, right?
yes,
Demons, because they work with Satan. So that's telling me that you're part of a cult if you consider yourself as a fallen angel.
right. It's just
So
crazy.
right there, that's why even Lucifer knows the Bible. Satan knows the Bible. So they try to they know the Bible to use it in their favor. Try to find a way to play. I'm going to say it a messed up way. To mind fuck somebody, right?
Yeah,
To pretend that they're part they're part of you because they're infiltrating. So they do know verses, they do know this about, but they do it uh, to infiltrate and to deceive people. Just like there was this girl I was doing criminal justice, criminal procedures, right?
Yeah.
And she told me the reason she had graduated and everything. The reason she did the criminal justice and criminal procedures is to help out her boyfriend that was a drug dealer.
Oh, geez.
Well, there you go. There's an example. I'm just saying it in a different way.
Wow.
There's people they'll tell you verses from the Bible and Scripture that know exactly what you're talking about, but they're infiltrating,
You know,
and all of a sudden they'll throw something like believe in Bigfoot, believe in a dog man, or blame Bigfoot for everything. And it's like, wait a minute, where are
yeah.
they? It's
You know,
uh,
I have
they know if he knows the Bible, then he knows that those things are demonic. You know, it's
right.
written in the Bible.
You know, I'm going to tell you, I have a problem with my brain, and I could sit and read something, and when I go to sleep and wake up, I forget what I was reading. But
Mhm.
I still have the common sense to know and put it in my interpretation of what I just read. Now, last night after the show was over, I didn't go to bed. I got out my Ethiopian Bible, my regular Bible, and my Geneva Bible. And I went through all three of them with verses, the same spots and the same verse in every book. And I read them and I seen the difference. And but I did notice that even though they were written a little different, they were the same. Now, here's today. Ask me what I read because I can't tell you. I
Oh
cannot.
wow,
But I do know that the parts that that I was led to was in Corinthians, and I was reading on that and about um, God, and I was looking up the word Lord. Okay, and do you know that we're not supposed to call the Father Lord? And that's what it was saying, because Lord is a step down from the Almighty. And I was like, but see, I don't remember everything that I read, but I do know that what it meant, you know. Um Jessica, you said that you've been waiting on the Geneva Bible. I ordered mine and it took 3 months before I got it, and I was put on a list. Jessica, if you ordered a Geneva Bible, you're going to be put on a list. Don't ask me why. Um, but it's because already know it's because the Geneva Bible has got more in it from the Hebrew, the original Bibles that were written, and maybe they don't want us to know that. I don't know, but yeah, it took me 3 months to get mine. I thought they lost it or something because that book was expensive. I mean, I paid what was it? I paid like almost $100 for that book.
wow,
Yeah, and I got the full book, the full Geneva Bible. So, and the Ethiopian Bible, they do a lot of the Hebrew. Like they put the original names of Yahuwah God and Yeshua Jesus in that book, and it will tell you so you know what it means. Like it'll say and Yeshua, and then next to it says Jesus said, and it will tell you. So the Ethiopian Bible is actually really good, and it breaks things down to where you can understand it. People who have no idea, and it does have on the sides where things are written in Hebrew. So maybe I thought about trying to do it and learning Hebrew, you know. But this oh, this world, Abe, oh my goodness. It needs Jesus big time. It does. I mean, I was also looking, a video ran across my Facebook, And it was split in two videos. And the one on the top was all of the kids in the college praying for Charlie Kirk and holding candles, candlelight vigil. And it was the reaction to him getting shot. Then it showed the reaction of George Floyd dying. And it was riots and destruction. And I'm looking at this going, wow. They're the demons are just ow, awful. Awful. And all I could do is pray.
When you hear about like black on black crimes, and now you hear white on white crimes because it was a white guy that killed a white guy. But besides that, it's still in with a it's spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And
Spiritual
and
warfare.
and the whole division on race is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You have good people and bad people, and it doesn't matter what color, what race, whatever. It's like having two male dogs, one being a pit bull and the other one being a chihuahua. Well, you could have those dogs can either be good and be nice to each other, or they're gonna, the pit bull's gonna eat the chihuahua. So, I mean, in every walk of life with everything, there is. Geese. Have you ever walked up and startled a goose? They will chase you down and bite you and mess you up. You know what? Not because he's a bad bird, but because there is people who inside of them they know that they have to protect themselves. Then you have people that inside of them they have these demons that just want to disrupt and harm everything. Everything.
Yeah, the demon can only hold so long in the individual before it reveals itself. And we've had that happen here with some people where they could be a certain way, and all of a sudden, the demon that's in them reveals itself. We've seen it with a huggable succubus,
Yep.
and we've seen it with other people that I already suspected something wasn't right with this individual. But eventually, you cannot take the Love Foundation no more. So it's I'm out of here. The demon said I can't infiltrate this guy anymore. I
Yeah.
can't I can't I can't do it no more because every time he ties Bryce and rebuke, it's I'm one step away from uh, uh, letting loose of this guy, this vessel that I got to control of.
Right. And
And
it's
I think
sad.
that's the key right there.
Yep. And it's bad. But, you know, I mean, you're right about one thing. Um, these evil spirits can only hold themselves for so long before they just have to spew it out. I mean, eventually it's going to come to a head because they can't they can't keep themselves controlled anymore after so long,
And
especially if you have anything to do with Jesus.
if those people were on a mission because they do believe in them, and they can give them what they promised them, then eventually somebody got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Through spiritual laws, somebody gonna pay for it. That's why I maintain my Heavenly Love Foundation, Jesus Christ, with me, man, because I know what He can do for me.
Yep.
He's my protector and my avenger.
So I don't know, Abe. What do we do? What do we do to? I've been thinking about this. I fell asleep thinking about this.
Hmm.
What do we do to try to get the world on a better page? At least get the United States on a better page. I mean, I really wish that I had both
Let,
of
let,
my legs because I would
let's
go around and do prayers in other cities.
Yeah, I think we just like me. I've been trying to do the best that I can here. I mean, to send that message, but as you can see, being blocked a lot by some of these things like YouTube, Facebook, they're not putting my content out there like they're supposed to, like they do everybody else. So they keep me isolated.
Yeah.
I would have to do something bigger,
Yeah.
send a stronger message a different way, But at the same time, I can only do my best. As you see, I've been on some bigger podcasts in which people like that I brought Jesus Christ into the equation, in which I always get comments sent to me through Messenger by these individuals,
I wonder
you
if
know,
I
and
wonder if
sending a positive message, and that's why I share the stories that I share so people could, and I don't want people to feel sorry for me in any kind of way, shape, or form. I just want people to understand that through Jesus Christ, we can overcome anything. Uh, the things that we go through, that I went through, those were my trials and tribulations.
yeah.
But I use those experiences to help out people. That's why I share the stories that I share here. And some people do not like that because those stories or stories of how should I say a positive thing, because the outcome is that I'm still here, thank God, and
Right.
I'm doing His works. And some people dislike that.
I wonder if Restream will allow you to stream on Rumble.
On Rumble,
You
uh,
you you
I'm not,
do you do stream live on X, but you don't know it. You stream live on my X because every time you start the show, I share you out also on my platforms. But I haven't figured out how to put it on Rumble yet. Because I upload all my videos to Rumble after my shows because I haven't figured out how to go live, put that in with my YouTube and everything. I did it once and we went live once on YouTube and on Rumble because Rumble gives you a little bit more freedom to speak what you want to speak and they don't knock your shows off. Um, so whenever I do a show, it gets downloaded automatically to my computer and then I upload it to Rumble. And that's another step too is getting you out to platforms that won't cut your throat off, you know? It's
but yeah, me being in the front lines, being a war, I'm not afraid of people. I've all throughout my life, I've got people that threatened me. I've had witches threatening me, warlocks threatening me, coming after me. I mean, literally coming after me in the Lechuza form. Since we're talking about this, uh, I got the marks on my face where I got scratched.
yeah,
Where they were trying to take me, I guess, take me out of this world when I was a kid. I was older, probably like 4 or 5 years old. I'm saying it was 1976. I'm from '69, so was how old is that? 6 years old
yeah,
when they scratched me in the face. I got the marks on my face, the scars to prove it. Uh, but yeah, all my life I've had people come up against me, but I'm still here.
yeah.
Uh, I overcame all the trials and tribulations that were placed in front of me, and I continue to do the good works. But yeah, some people get offended because I mean, if they're affiliated with all these things, they don't have to be on my show,
Right.
infiltrating. I'm just speaking my truths or of my experiences, and like I said, tonight I got a picture I wanted to share with y'all to see what y'all think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that picture that
And this is during the day, broad daylight, you know. So I got another picture, Sister Brenda. I went and investigate with my brother 2 days ago. Was it yesterday? Was it yesterday? Let me see. Yeah, yesterday. And it was hot as hell out there, like around 1:30 in the afternoon. I captured something. What happened is I sent an image of something, like somebody looking at me, and I looked at my brother. He was in the distance, and I told him, "Hey, I think something just made contact with me." because he was looking at me. I think I caught something because I didn't visually see nothing, but he showed an image. I could see an image of it looking at me. So I went back to the location when that happened, and I captured something. So I got the picture. So you're ready. If you're ready to see this picture, give me a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
A thumbs up for the whoever's doing. We're at 26. I know Fridays is kind of slow
Yeah,
for some reason. Because everybody's out there clubbing. I probably would be out there clubbing too if there'll be some Tejano dancing somewhere around here in Temple. I'll be out there dancing.
right. Um,
I used to go out Fridays and Saturdays.
yeah, I
Fridays and
used to too.
Saturdays. Yeah.
I used to too, and I would go out and party with some of the young ones, and by midnight, I've got their drunk butts in a cab, and having people take them home. And I would stay until the club closed at like 3:30 in the morning, and still make it to work at 6 and work a 12-hour shift. I mean, these kids would make me laugh, and I was doing that at almost 50 years old.
Okay, we got a couple of thumbs up. Someone said, this is during the day.
Yeah.
So if you're ready for it, I think we lost one member. I guess I got scared.
Oh,
And I hadn't even shared the picture yet. How could it be?
I don't know. Yeah, Jason, I got to talk to Rob about that because I know he learned how to do that recently, and I got to figure out what I'm doing wrong. I got to
Okay,
figure it
I'm
out.
fixing to share the picture, y'all.
All right.
I'm gonna leave the original picture up there. See if you can ID it, and then I got some close-ups of it. Here we go.
Let me get my. Let me get my. Where you at? Come here. Ah, get my
Take out your
magnifying glass. I know,
magnifying
right?
glasses if you got them.
Gotta get my magnifying glass out.
Is your original picture right here?
Um, right up above the little bush in the front. If you follow the dark space up, I see the face, and I
You
could
see the
see. I don't know if that's hair or a hat on the head, but I could see the face.
All right, let's take a little closer look.
Yep, there she is.
Yeah, I went back to the location where it showed itself to me in my mind, right?
Yeah,
So whatever that is right there, I could see her spiritually because what does it call, Sister Brenda, when they try to send an image to you?
telepathically.
Yeah, telepathically to me, I would say kind of spiritually, but yeah, if it's showing me an image, that means it's got some kind of uh, capability spiritually, which I would say it would be a witch if it sent it to me telepathically.
And that's what
Yeah,
she looks like. I mean, I can see the face. That's what she looks like.
here we go. We're going to take some closer looks.
Look at her.
Yeah, she showed herself to me, and I need to go back because there could be. Oh, I'm getting a little bit of a hair standing up here. Ah, okay. Let's take a closer look at the face.
Yep, I see her eyes. She's got a kind of a long nose. Oh, her mouth.
Where do you see your sister Brenda?
Go up right there. There you go.
Yep. I think I got a close up of her face. There you go.
Oh, yeah. And I've got my magnifying glass sitting in front, so she looks real big there. Wow.
Let me see what the people in the comments are saying. So I'm just showing. Oh shoot! It kicked me out
You
of
took
there.
her off.
Dang it! She got mad.
Yeah. Yep. Hmm.
What do you think about that?
I think that, well, she knows you're there. That's for sure.
From
In
the
in
how tall would
broad
that be? That's pretty
broad
tall right there.
daylight. Yeah,
I'll say like maybe,
seven, six
yeah,
and a half, 7 feet. Now, unless she's floating and she's not really that tall.
could be. But that's the original picture. She's right there. I went back to the area where on the video where my senses got triggered. I really need to look into the video more and lower the speed to see if there was anything else that I missed because I was feeling a lot of activity there. Uh,
Well, you had to have, if she's there now, don't forget, they usually come with more or
if,
familiar.
if
So,
familiar, yes. You see, she's here, right?
right.
And I was seeing something down here, but I'm not for sure what that is. And, I didn't want to look too much into it, but it looks like something here. But there could have been something else. I don't know if you can see it now,
Yes.
right there.
Whatever it is, it's kind of hairy.
Yes, and she's up here. Can you see it now?
Yeah. It did a little bit better job hiding than she did, though.
Yeah, but you can
But I
see
do see it down there.
the beastly face,
Yes.
kind of like a Bigfoot. If
Now,
you
if I use my magnifying glass, I can see it. If I don't, I cannot.
can you see the face?
Yes.
Let's take a. How about there?
Yeah.
That's a
It
good.
looks, it looks, does it look feathery like bird? Let me see.
Well, okay. If there, imagine this is the forehead here.
Yeah.
There's an eye here. The other eye is over here. There's a nose, and the mouth is here. But this is the face,
Yeah.
and she's up here. I don't know. I'm just and
That
possibly
definitely
pos-
looks
and
like
possibly behind her might be something else too. But I don't know.
it definitely looks like it is her pet, her familiar.
They're familiar, right?
Yeah, because it does look animal.
You see, that's her a close up there, but yeah, you can see it there. I seen it the first time, but I said, man, I don't know what is that down there. Let's go to the original
Yes.
picture because normally there's something around, right? I don't know if I see anything else there that could possibly be there.
And it could have, if you felt a lot of activity, it could have just been her doing things around, like trying to summon or, something to that effect. It could have been her energy
Yeah,
around. Um,
but you can see it right there, the thing right there,
yep.
her face there, and the thing down there, and that's a whole different one than the other ones that I've captured.
Yeah.
But the face looks like a something like a doll, kind of like a porcelain doll, or like Annabelle, or the face looks like a mask.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, Jason.
porcelain.
Um, Abe uses his cell phone when he goes out. Boy, yeah, if you had one of those cameras where you could take,
Oh
heat
shoot,
seeking
man! I'm
and
sorry, guys. I didn't know it wasn't showing big enough for y'all. My bad.
no.
God, I had it in a little picture. It's like, how do you expect us to see it like that, Abe?
Hey, yeah,
It's
I had my
in a small square.
I
How
had
about
my
that?
yeah, pulled it up again. You made it bigger and then put it back down. There you go. Yeah. Look at that face. Mm-mm-mm.
Um, I felt zapped after that. I mean, we left and we kept on hearing sounded like my dog, like the noise that my dog makes, Rebel,
Yeah.
when he wants something. And my brother was, I said, "Do you hear that, bro?" I said, "Who did that sound like?" And he said, "That sounds like Rebel." But Rebel was at the house, and he kept on making that sound all the way back, coming out of the woods. We could hear the sound that my dog makes out there, like he was mimicking it, mimicking the sound of when he wants something.
Maybe that was her familiar making those noises.
Somebody's sister Renee says she's wearing a black
Like
nightgown.
down. Yeah.
So let me maybe this picture right here. How does it look on your screen? Is it too big?
No.
Too small?
I can see it good, actually, like that.
Yeah, I'll leave that one right there. So I could do one closer, one more. I just wanted y'all to see her face, but this one I want you to see the face and the familiar. I think the
Yeah.
familiar is right here below her. If that's a familiar, what does a familiar look like to you,
It
Sister
all
Brenda?
depends. They can look
Yeah,
like wolves. They can look like bears. They can look like cats. They can look like it,
yeah,
but it usually always is some kind of an animal type looking thing, whether it's a werewolf looking thing or
mm-hmm,
what it is. Her familiar is never anything that would look like people would think it would be human. They're always like animalistic.
yeah.
And
That's
they
what
do
it looks like.
you know why their familiars are usually animalistic. It's because their energy and their sight, I think that witches feed off of that it gives them their eyes to see. You know what I mean? Like cats can see through different things. They can see spirits, they can see through different dimensions. They have a higher vibration of dimension. So I think that witches use them so that they could look into different things.
They're saying that they see one to the left of her, probably right here. I was seeing something there, but there's one down here, a big one down here.
Yeah.
And here's your maybe you'll see more in the original picture. This is the original picture right here. Is it quite a distance? But yeah, that's a. I was like, man, what is that right there? And I did I got a little bit closer. Like, oh, it looks like something there, like a face.
Yep. Well, I seen when you first pulled it up. Well,
You seen it
but
right off the bat.
I had my magnifying glass, so my eyes went directly to it. I didn't have to hunt for her face at all.
But she hit me with something because I seen in my even though I was there, I think they try to set me with a infrasound. What do you call it when it makes your the world flip upside down or something? What is it? Uh, Through
Oh,
your quirbilium or something?
oh, your equilibrium.
Yeah, but I could see I could see her looking at me.
Wow.
But I need to go back to the video because there could have been more than one there.
Right.
But yeah, if I find the other one, I'm gonna go back and look into it, and hopefully I'll find something else. Because the one I seen, this one looks different. Even though I captured her, the one I seen looked different than that. So I have to really look back into the video and lower down the speed to see if I capture her. If she So that's when you capture negative energy. It takes a while for it to manifest or
Right.
in your picture, right?
Or something that is moving to past you fast to go manifest.
Yeah.
Yep.
There was an area out there where there was nothing but purple flowers.
Oh,
And my brother was like, "What kind of flowers is that?" There was an area where there was nothing but purple flowers.
well,
I think
I'm trying to remember the name of our state flower when they bloom. They're purple.
the blue bonnet, the bonnets,
Are they? Are they? Are they bonnets?
the ones from Easter.
Maybe the ones that you're not allowed to cut down around here when they bloom.
Yeah, let me see. Let me go into that video, and I'll take a screenshot of it and see if I can show you the flower.
Okay,
But well, you want a close up of her, or is that picture cool there?
that one looks all right to me. I don't know about everybody else.
Because the other one is this one, but then you won't be able to see the one below. It's like it keeps on changing forms or something. I don't know. The the familiar
Yeah,
is looking different now.
and yeah, I guess it is our state flower bluebonnets, but they look purple.
Let me see if I can find. I don't know. It was just nothing but purple stuff out there in a certain location. And my brother was looking at it like, man, that's weird. Why would there be purple flowers here? Let me see if I can capture it here on the video. Yeah, my light feed broke, and I had to just go off my cell phone.
Oh man, I hate when
Lost
that
connection.
happens.
Yeah, lost connection out there that I had to. Let me see if I can find the.
I remember one time we were doing a show, and I can't remember what it was on, but it was a touchy situation. I do remember that. And I was in the middle of my show, and the electricity popped off, which shut my computer down, which shut the show down. I was like, oh my gosh. It was horrible. I hate when that happens.
Man, somebody keeps on jumping in here with this same old thing over and over.
But,
Cheap views on Stream Boo, blah blah
oh,
blah.
yeah, I get those sometimes too, off of Kick and other things that I
And
post to.
I've blocked them off of here, and they still keep on popping.
Yeah, I don't think you can block them. Those don't show up in the regular chat like on YouTube. They don't see it. The only one that sees it is us off of the restream thing. It's one of those gimmicks where they try to get you to buy viewers.
Hmm.
So, and that doesn't last long. It doesn't. I mean, I wouldn't even do that. I only have 350 um, viewers, but my people, the ones that I have, they actually watch the show. So it's ridiculous that some people do that, though. Some people will buy, uh, I don't know what they call them. I call them dummies, you know? They buy them just to be able to up their views, and it doesn't make any sense. If I'm going to have viewers, I want it to be people that actually watch it, not fake people.
Yeah. How many people do you? How many people that have shows you think that they'd be buying their viewers?
Well, people that first start out and they don't have a whole lot of shows, but yet you'll look and they got like 1,200 viewers, 1,200 subscribers. But I think that they do that because there's no way. You know, my show, we don't do that many every week. So I expect the fact that I've been doing them for a year, I have 350 subscribers, but I might only do one show a week now. I've been able to do more, but I had to take a break. And then in 2 weeks, not only will I be doing my show, but during the day, I'll be doing a news and around the world show with a friend of mine for 2 hours during the day, 5 days a week. So,
You're going to be busy.
yeah, I'm going to be busy. So, I have to mentally be able to deal with all of it and try not to let it wear me down. But I'm glad it's in 2 weeks because hopefully by then they can get this sinus problem and allergy problem of mine under control because it wipes me out. Boy, it kicks my butt. I can't sleep because my sinuses are hurting or my ear is hurting or it's terrible. But it'll be all right. I'll get through it like everything else. You know, her face, you're right. It does kind of look like a mask. Maybe it's wrinkly.
Let me see something. I'm looking at the video. I think I'm gonna caught something else in here, but I don't know. Don't want to look too much into it, but possibly something else here, but not in that location, in a different location.
I caught some of it when you were doing it live on the video, but I didn't get a chance to catch it all. Yeah, Renee, you're right. She does. She looks like a typical witch, but their faces look so saggy, like they're not. They're not pretty. I think that if somebody imagines a witch or sees a witch that is pretty, I think it's just something they put in your head to see them that way. It's kind of weird. A lot of these demonic and little demons, it seems that a lot of them, that's what they do. They tap into your brain and they make you see them in a different light, probably because they would think that you wouldn't be afraid of them.
It's probably where I've been hurting from my head, Sister Brenda.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
Ever since that day that that I seen that it showed me that image, it was staring at me. Uh, maybe it hurt. I had a headache. I've been having a headache. I had a headache earlier today, and I was in a lot of pain. But
yep. When things tap into your psyche and they get in your brain, that'll cause headaches and different stuff like that. So I don't doubt that at all. Especially if you've seen her in your mind first before you actually seen her there, you know?
yeah, I seen her in my mind first. That's why I went back to that location. I mean, on the footage to see if there was anything really looking at me.
Yeah, she was like, look at here I am.
Mm-hmm.
You missed me, ha ha. Then you went back there, and there she was. Oh,
Yeah, a lot of this area in Central Texas, uh, well, that area that I explore, I was warned by somebody that sent me a message through Messenger that he's from this area, from Temple.
yeah.
He told me that the area that I go investigate, that they have rituals there, the witches and warlocks.
Oh, that's bad.
He told me not to go there. He said he was investigating that area too a long time ago, and he found out that about a cult or something
Wow.
in that area. That's what they built. Right beside it, they built the new, what is it, delivery service. Uh, it's not UPS. It's the other one that they built.
The DSL.
Mm, it's one of those services that deliver stuff. I just can't remember the name of it. They built a big building there nearby this woods.
Hmm.
Have you ever had an experience where you seen anything like that? Seen them in the woods, Sister Brenda?
A long time ago, when I used to go fishing and different stuff like that, but
Can you
not.
share your story of what you witnessed?
Yeah, I there was one day, you know where the Lampasas River is, and when you go into
Yeah.
Harker Heights, you go over that long bridge. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
used to go down there on one of the sides to go fishing. And one time I was down there, and I was with a friend of mine, and we were down there fishing, and we kept hearing something moving around in the bushes. And she was like, "Oh, it might be, a dog, or it might be, something like that, a bird." And I was like, "I don't know," but I kept getting that feeling that something was watching us. And she got up and she said, "Well, I gotta go to the bathroom." So she went in the bushes. But she come running out of there, and she said, "I swear, I seen something standing there staring at me." And I told her, I said, "I told you, I don't think we're by ourselves." Now, we didn't have our phones or nothing with us where I could go ahead and just like kind of look at the bushes. But the feeling was there, and it was very aggravating, and it was very, very strong. So just scanning around with my eyes, looking at the bushes that were there, um, I didn't see anything with my eyes, but I know that there was something there. It was the unmistakable. And even her, like I said, she kept telling me, "Oh, you're crazy. It's probably an animal." But after she come running, when she came running out, she had her pants up, she was buttoning them, and she was running. And she was like, I swear there was something standing there looking at me. And I'm like, I told you. I told you. So that river, I think, connects to everything that comes out here, like the one that runs behind Elms Grove. Um,
Yes.
yeah. So everything I've noticed, a lot of things. I mean, you get lucky when you see these things where there's dry land, but for some reason, off of that river and all around there, it's almost like, and I think I know why, a lot of these demonic spirits that come up, a lot of it is around water, and I think that they use the elements. whether it's the trees, the dirt, the ground, the water. I think they use these elements of the earth that helps them, manifest easier.
Yes,
So,
limestone.
yeah,
Well, a lot of Central Texas is on limestone.
yeah,
Maybe that's why the Llorona is so strong when it rains or it's near a water source.
yeah.
Maybe the Llorona was a witch.
Could be. Yeah, they do. They use. I think that's why more you would be more apt to find a witch or its familiars and all of that. You would be more apt to find that outside than you would in your house because of the elements that they use to manifest themselves. Now, the ones I don't understand, and I was still trying to figure out how that happens, and I watched a video, is the succubus. I seen
Mhm.
a guy. You know how you had your story and they put it on. They made like they put it in the movie in the show. Well, there was a guy who said he was a psychologist and he worked for a prison and he worked in the place where they had the lifers and he would go down and he would talk to them and have them tell them all about what they were going through or whatever. He said, and after a while, when he would hear their stories, for some reason, not only did he find them disgusting, but he found them interesting. So he had like this conflict of how he felt. And one night he was sitting there and he thought he was dreaming about some really beautiful girl. And he opened his eyes and there was a succubus. And she was not pretty. And
Yeah, there were.
he thinks it's because being around all those criminals, it was basically putting certain images into his brain, and the succubus was feeding off of that. So yeah,
Yeah, feeding off on uh, as a. Guess they had an opening. Whatever stories they told them, be a
right.
spiritual opening.
My poor puppy has allergies, and he's running around the house being Mr. Itchy today. That means it's time to take him to the groomers so he can get his bath and his haircut.
I'm trying to find the spot of those flowers.
Was there something next to the flowers? Do you think?
No, that was just in the grass.
Oh, okay.
But my brother was saying this is weird. But that's how flowers grow sometimes. I'm just trying to take a picture of it so I can share it with you. Because they were in that location, they were everywhere. But they grow like that, wild.
Yeah. Yeah, they say that the blue bonnets around here, like you know how when you go down the road, usually they'll bring out the stuff and they'll mow, but when the blue bonnets are there, they don't cut those. Yeah, because it's a state flower, so they leave them up. And they eventually go away on their own. But yeah,
I'm trying to send the image over so I can show you. how those flowers look. But that was about the location. That location where that happened to me. Right next to it was the area where the person that I think might have been staying at, that guy that was missing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was in the same location. Like maybe probably like 20 feet away was that location.
yeah. And people that want to go missing around Texas. There's a lot. There's a lot of places where they can hide.
Yeah, you see the flowers.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, there is a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
So the person that was with you, she seen something, and said, "I'm out of here."
Yeah. Yeah. Ended up cutting our fishing trip, a little short because she was uncomfortable after that. And that's what it took. It took her to walk into the bushes,
How you doing, Stormy? We
and the
got
feeling
somebody.
she got was bad.
They said they're new to the channel. And that's somebody named Stormy.
Oh,
Yes, Stormy. What we were sharing was a picture of something that I captured in one of my investigations. Let me show you the original picture. This is the original picture here. Me and my brother had gone done an investigation and cut the image of something out there, and I was just trying to show the picture off today. But there's we believe, I know, we think it's a witch with a familiar, uh, but she's right up here in this location. There's the original picture. You do the close up. The familiar is down here. She's up here. Do another little close up. There we go.
yeah. Do that. Let me see. The real big one that definitely defines her face.
You can see her here, and you can see the it's familiar right here, but the face is right there.
Yep.
It kind of looks like a doll. You know those dolls from back in the days?
Yeah, but she's a little uglier than some of those dolls.
Yeah. Well, there were some dolls that were pretty ugly back in the day.
Well, that's true. Those porcelain dolls weren't exactly perfect.
There you go.
Yeah, she definitely was sitting there looking for you.
Yeah, she zapped me with something, like show me an image of that she was looking at me, like literally wanted to show me that she was looking at me through the woods. But like I said, I need to go back because I think there might have been another one there. But no, that's the one that I caught in the area that is at me. I seen an image of something looking at me from the trees. Is that? But it possibly more than one. Only God knows what's happened out there in that territory.
Do you ever, like, when you're uh, going shopping or doing something to that effect? Well, Matt, take his collar off. Hey, buddy, come on, stop. Um, when you're out and you're going shopping and stuff like that, do you ever do you get the same feelings that you do like when you're out walking around like that? Like something's around you that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I could share a story.
Okay.
Uh, Okay, I was hungry one morning, and I say, okay, I'm gonna go eat me some breakfast at the taqueria up the street. So I go.
Korea.
I'm at the taqueria, sitting down. I'd order me a coffee, stirring my coffee, and then they brought my plate of food, but there's nobody in front of me. It's empty, right? So as they drop, give me the plate. I said, okay, let me put the pepper and a little bit of salt. When I get down and get the first spoon and I'm fixing to eat and I'm gonna put it in my mouth and I look up, there's somebody sitting in the table in front of me. In which what was weird about this, Sister Brenda, is it was a uh, African American woman sitting there with her eyes rolled back white, looking at me. Eyes are rolled back white, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, "What the?" So I ignore her, even though she's just looking at me with her eyes rolled back white. I finish my food. And then next, as I look at her again, she's looking at me without the white eyes, and she's just standing like she's just like this, and she's got I think a bottle of Coke in front of her, and I said, okay, I guess she must have got in there pretty fast when I looked down and got up to try to eat my food, right?
Right.
So, so I was feeling strange, and something was telling me, tie bound and rebuke her in Jesus Christ's name, but I didn't want to freak out the people that worked there at the restaurant because I feel that she had a negative attachment, or she might have been a voodoo, whatever. So I go up to the lady, and she's just sitting there like this, and I said, "Go tell her that she can get anything on the menu that I'll buy." She went up. The waitress went up to her and said, "Hey, ma'am, the man over there said you can get anything on the menu, and he'll buy." She growled at her,
What?
growled at her, and she went. When she growled at her, she went. Because what I was doing, because I've been through these things a lot, is showing an act of kindness.
Right.
An act of kindness is love. So when she went to go tell her that you could get anything you want on the menu, the demon growled or whatever was in her, growled at her, and I said, "All right, well." I looked at the waitress. Well, I tried. Well, you have a blessed day. God bless y'all. And
Right.
I walked out of the thing. She didn't follow, but yeah, spiritual warfare is very real. It happens to me all the time. That in some occasions I've had to tie bound and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. I share another stories as we're talking about this. What people don't understand is some of these people that are being, I'm going to say it like this. I would say bonded, but I'll say possessed in a sensible way because they have like 6, 7, 8 negative attachments on them.
Yeah.
There was one day I used to go. I had the habit of going playing at nights before I was doing this podcast and everything. I would go to this game place where they had a fish table, and you could play the fish table.
Yeah.
And I was going there at night, like around 1 in the morning, and I was going playing the fish table. Sometimes I went big, sometimes I lose big, but I was there by myself, and I heard a young woman talking to somebody, but the only one I hear talking is her, but she sounds like she's talking to different people. So I lost my money and stuff. I said, okay, I'm gonna go home. So I'm still hearing her talking. It was two rooms, right? The room where the game take, and then the other room where you pay. Well, when I went in there, the person behind the counter was freaking out with her. They had this look in his face, like like trying to tell me something. And when I looked at this girl, I seen her talking to herself, but talking to things around her.
Hmm.
I was like, oh boy. First thing I said, well, maybe she's on drugs.
Right.
But then when I seen what was happening, I said, no, this girl is being attacked spiritually by demons. So when I was gonna tie, bind, and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name, the demons out of her, she turned around and took a running out of the game room. I went outside to follow her to try to get close to her so I could tie, bind, and rebuke. She ran across the parking lot, ran across the main road. There's like a regular road, but it has like one, two, three, four again four roads where you come and go traffic. She
Yeah.
ran through the traffic
Oh
and cars were
God.
honking at her. She stands on the other side of the road and she's looking at me, and the demons start laughing. And then they start laughing, and as I'm going towards the road, because I'm going to follow her to try to tie Brian and rebuke the demons out of her, they laugh, turn around, and run straight into the woods.
Wow.
And I couldn't help her because they took her. Yeah,
Wow.
I always run into strange things. I need to buy me a body cam, so every time something strange happens, I just take the on body
Yes.
and have it recording, so y'all can see the things, how I fight
Yeah.
spiritually.
I've thought about that because I
You
mean,
ever experienced anything like that? Just,
I'll tell you what I did one time. I had to go to Walmart. It was the middle of the night, and it's before COVID, so everything was still open 24 hours.
hmm
So I left work and I stopped at Walmart, and y- I walked in there, and when I walked in there, I just didn't feel right, and I thought, well, I'm just tired. I just got off of work. I'm hungry. I'm tired. So I'm going through Walmart, and there was this old lady there, and she was like everywhere I turned. And every time she seen me, she would smile. And I was like, whoa, maybe she's just very friendly. Hi, how are you? And I would keep going. But it's like she was everywhere. So I go to get in line to pay for my stuff, and there was like four people in line, and here she come. She wasn't right behind me, but she was behind the person that was behind me. So I turned sideways to put my stuff up on there, and I happened to look up at her, and her face changed, like um, like it was morphing into something else, And I was like, "Oh, Lord, have mercy here." Now I know she wasn't reptilian because I can smell those, but I don't know what she was doing. And so I get done paying for my stuff, and I go to walk out, and somehow I don't know what happened. I don't know how long it took the person behind me, but she was walking out the same door. So I'm like, oh, this is just too weird for me. And this woman's like, her face is changing. I don't want to be near her. I get to my car, which was parked in front, and I look, and she's gone. Abe, she's just gone. I mean, just gone. And she was on a motorized scooter when she was inside the store. So I know she didn't walk that fast, and she was just gone. So
disappeared.
yeah. So yeah, it was kind of, I mean, it wasn't weird to me because I'm kind of used to weird things nowadays, especially. But I thought to myself, well, you'd run into anything in Walmart, period. And that's no
Right.
joke. That is no joke. You run into anything in Walmart.
You run into cryptid beaver. Yours over there at
I
Walmart.
know, right? All the cryptid and weird and demonic things go
Oh my
shopping at
god.
Walmart.
Cryptid, cryptid saber-tooth tigers and
Yeah.
oh my god. I seen something like that in church at the St. Joseph
Oh,
in
yeah.
Killeen. I went there. I felt like going to church. It's when I will go to. I hadn't gone to church in a while, so I said, "Let me go, just worship the Lord, or the Heavenly Father, right? Go worship God." And I went and the preacher was talking, and there was a guy with long hair in front of me, and he just kept on moving like this, like a
Wow.
snake, and he was blocking my view. If I will go to the left, the movie said like this, and then if I took to the right to look at the preacher, he was blocking my view. So I'm trying to look and listen. He's blocking my view, and next thing you know, I see something gliding in the air, and it goes into this man, you know, and I hear him coughing real loud, and it's disrupting the sermon. So when he's coughing real loud, you can hear what the priest is saying, and then it jumps out of him. It goes into a
Oh,
baby, and the baby starts crying real loud, and they have to get up and take him out because it's in a the priest continues to say, but I can hear nothing. And every time I go over here, he's blocking my view. This guy in front of me. It's like, man, it feels like this guy got ice behind his neck, his back, his head, because he's blocking my view. So then I feel something to my right. You know about when you say if I
yeah.
feel something, I felt something to my right, and as I turn right, there's this woman there looking at me with a smile on her face, real big smile. And it's like I look away from her. I say, okay, I guess it's just my imagination. Maybe she's looking to the front, listening to the sermon. Then when I look back, she's still looking at me with a big old smile on her
Yeah.
face.
Why do they
And
smile
then
at
I,
you?
and then I see, and then the guy is okay. I'm gonna look to the front, and when I look to the front and I see the priest, he blocks my view. For the hour I was there, it just went like that. So I said, okay. Church finishes. The woman that's smiling, she's still smiling at me and walks out. And I turn around to look to see, if she stopped looking at me, and she's still looking at me, smiling at me as she's walking out. Like her head's turned looking at me like, what the hell? What's the problem with me? I mean, so I said, okay, I'm just going to leave it alone. So the guy's already gone. So I'm sitting in there and I'm praying the Our Father, and asking for guidance. And there's a woman. Everybody leaves the church. There's a woman up there in the front, and she's crying. So I'm still praying over here. Then I sense something pass beside me, and what I'm witnessing is a spirit of a man. I could see the man. He goes sits down right beside her, and he's telling her something, and she's just crying and crying. And then next, thing you know, the spirit disappears. So I go up to the woman and I said, "Ma'am, I think I have a message for you. I don't know how it would resonate with you, but I'm going to let you know. I believe, your husband maybe. I believe your husband came and said was sitting right beside you while you were crying. I guess he was trying to tell you that he's okay, that everything's going to be okay." Then she even started crying more because she's like, "How do you know my husband is dead
Oh,
or he passed on?" And I described how he looked, and she started crying even more. Then she tells me, "Thank you." So I go outside and I did the sign of the cross, and I said, "Okay." I get in my vehicle. I'm driving home. Stan
yeah.
Schluter on this side of Stan Schluter, Elms Grove. There's a like the Valero, and then there. Well, as I was driving through, I think it uh, Veterans Memorial, this Trans Am runs me off the
Oh,
freaking
geez.
road, right? Runs me off the road, and they slow down, and I looked at them, and they looked at me, and the only thing I see is the woman smiling
Oh,
at me. Same woman that was in the church smiling at me, and she started laughing real crazy inside the vehicle and peeled out. And I still don't know who
why
she
do you think
was.
they smile?
I believe I believe she had a negative attachment, unclean spirit. If I knew the things that I know now, I would have tied back and rebuked it out of her.
They always smile, and I can't figure out why they do that. They think it's funny.
They're mocking you. They're mocking you. They're mocking you because they know what they're doing. That they're I'm thinking might have had a spiritual hit on me. Uh, I've been having a spiritual hit on me for a long time, but that's what happens when you truly believe in Jesus Christ, right? And you choose a side that they're going to be coming after you. They know who you are. There's witches and warlocks there in every town,
Yeah, that's
so
true.
they're like, hey, there's this guy named so and so lives in this address. Go mess with them. They know each other. But yeah, that happened to me in Killeen,
Did you
Texas.
ever
I never and I never seen that woman ever again.
did you ever see the videos that they take uh around Halloween usually, so it should be happening again. There is a satanic church in Tyler, and they actually set up a booth and they talk about Satan. And when people come up there and they get stuff, they take like this red body paint and they put an upside down cross on their foreheads and they all say Hell Satan before they walk away. And yeah, and
Oh
I
wow.
guess they're very well known around the whole town, and they just leave them there. They don't. I would think that people would either move out of that town or chase them out of that town. But yeah, so I was looking at places to rent and I found one that was beautiful and in a good price range. But then I looked and seen that it was in Tyler and I was like, "Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. No thanks. You couldn't pay me to stay there." And that is it is awful and the townspeople just let them do it, you know. They don't hide nothing anymore. It's just all out. I mean, I know that bad things have been around for decades, but they kept it to themselves. And it's like, not anymore. They don't hide it. They just, it's just like a common everyday thing that, you know, the Satanists go around. And I had one tell me that it is written in our rights that it's freedom of religion. Well, I guess they're right, but what they believe in and how they believe is just I don't know, maybe because it might just be me. I don't think it's right. I don't think that what they study is right. I don't think that what they do is right and the whole sacrifice thing and all of that it's all wrong. And it's against the Father. So,
I'm going to share another story that happened to me and my son. My son at the time was like 3 years old, and they were having the what do you call those, the Budweiser
the
horses, and
Clydesdales,
the
yeah,
Clydesdales. They had them on display at
they're
the Killeen
beautiful.
Mall over there by where their
Yep.
Sears is, or the I guess it's the thrift store. They were out there. They had them displayed out there, right? So me and my son were out there, we were viewing them and stuff, and we were heading onto the vehicle, and we were seeing them one more time from a distance. There was this car that pulled up like maybe 20 feet away from us. There's a lady that got up from the front, went to the back, pull out a wheelchair, and there was this old lady that she placed on the wheelchair. So she went around and they rode the wheelchair, and instead of going to the Clydesdale, what was freaked out about this is she rode the lady, and the lady was right in front of me, right, and I was just looking like trying to see what was going on, and then my son was behind me, and my son was hiding, and she told my son, "You remember me?" That's what she told my son, and my son's hiding from her, and she's just looking at him like real wicked. And then I put myself in front of her, and I told her, "Ma'am, if you're trying to do anything to my son, you gotta go through me,
Right?
and I don't accept any form of negativity. I believe." And I started saying the Our Father. Started saying the Our Father. The lady grabbed the lady in the wheelchair, turned her around, put her back in her vehicle, put the wheelchair in the back of the car, and they took off.
Wow.
But she was targeting my son. I guess she thought that I wasn't gonna be able to notice her. I think she did, honestly didn't think that. I think she already been targeting my son because she was telling him, "Do you remember me?"
Yeah.
Is it more likely she's already maybe that was a witch that targeted him in Elms Grove when pull him into the woods. I don't know. But besides that, I fought against her spiritually. Uh, but it happened that way. And like I said, if I had a recorder, some kind of technology, people would be able to see the spiritual warfare is very real. I mean, he told my son, the lady said, "Remember me?" Like, wait a moment, I'm his guardian. I said, how do you mean you do? How do you know my
Right.
son? No,
Mm-mm-mm.
but yeah, she was coming after him, but I fought her spiritually. She chose to leave. She made the no. She tried to do something, and most likely went back to her 17th fold, and she's been gone for a long time.
Wow.
But spiritual warfare is
It's
very
very
real.
real and it's very crazy.
One thing about the witches and warlocks, if they can't uh, get to you, they're gonna try to get to somebody you love,
Yes.
one of your loved ones.
Yep.
That's what they do.
And that's pretty sad. They're just they're just wicked like that. But
Sister Renee, they've been going to elementary schools. This wasn't an elementary school. This was at a mall. But she, my son knew who she was because he was afraid of her, and he was hiding behind me. So where she approached him, I don't know, but he knew her because I could see his demeanor,
right,
right? That something wasn't right. The question is
right.
where.
Where did he see her before? Where does she know him from? It's good.
If he was with me 24/7, because I wouldn't let him go spend the night at nobody's house or anything like that. But she said, "Remember me?" The way she said it, and it's kind of like when she was saying it, like she was ignoring me. Like if I didn't even exist, maybe she thought she has a kind of power that she was gonna block the communication she was having with my son.
Yeah.
Because that's how they work. They'll cast a spell or something, So the only one that they're going to contact is to the person that they're going after, and whoever's around is kind of like a bubble, and the I was supposed to be frozen, not able to respond to her because it was dealing between her and my son.
Did you
But
ask him where he knows her
my,
from?
s- my son was only 3 years
Oh,
old. That's the thing.
oh yeah, no.
He wasn't even going to school yet.
What a weirdo. I mean, wow. Trying to attach yourself to the young one, that's what it was.
Yeah, and I think my son was flipping her off too from behind me. He was like, like flipping her
Here,
off from
I'm gonna
behind
act
me.
I'm gonna act
And
like
then
Jesse. We're at
when
the
she,
2 hour mark.
yeah, no, my son was like flipping her off, like telling her "f you" like behind
Wow.
me because when she told him, "Do you remember me?" and he was flipping her off. And then that's when I said, "Okay, let me handle this," and I stepped in. But yeah, I already know that she probably thought that I wasn't going to be able to respond or react, but I did. And then people wonder. Now people say how kids
Yeah.
disappear, 401 cases. There you go. There's another possible
Yep.
explanation to somebody that thinks Bigfoot uh, take take all the children.
Oh.
What if it's
You
a
know,
brujas?
I tell my daughter all the time because she likes to go to parks with the baby. She likes to, you know, do different things like that. But I tell her all the time, you got to be careful. Don't trust people. She
Cousin Jesse, there's cousin Jesse
Yeah,
right
I
there.
was trying to take your place, Jesse. I was reminding him we were at the two.
He probably was laughing when I said that my son was flipping her off. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's when I was going through custody battle with my son, back and forth. Yeah, but go ahead, Sister Brenda.
It's crazy. Yeah, Jesse, I was trying to take your place. I said I told Abe that we were at the 2 hour mark.
Oh, there you go. That's probably why he's laughing. Yeah, you forgot to say
Oh,
Scooby
I did.
snacks.
I did. Well, that's his job. Come on, Jesse. You need to come up and at least give us a Scooby laugh. We
And then you tell them to be careful when they go to the parks.
Yeah, because she had moved into this place, and the girl from downstairs had went up and told her, hey, I'm gonna have a birthday party for my child. You can bring your child down. And my daughter kept telling me, the funny thing of it is, Mom, is I've never seen any kid with her. You know, she said that she'll come up and get him if my daughter didn't want to go. And I told her, I said,
Oh,
no.
here, here.
Oh, look at
Hey,
it.
yo,
Hi.
What's up, cousin?
what's going on?
Nothing much. Just doing this show, Bruja Witch Lechuza
I know,
Manifestation.
I've been hearing. Haven't said much, but I've been hearing.
Yeah, my son flipped her off. And still right behind me, flipping her off too. Like my dad's gonna protect me.
And then beyond the box going
I'm
2 o'clock.
prepared.
We were at the 2 hour mark.
There you go.
Yay. Yeah, we miss your little Scooby remarks and your little Scooby laugh and all
Well,
that.
I've been busy, and today I'm really, really tired, but I managed to go to the bathroom and wake up long enough to get on.
Well, I'm glad you're getting around and doing better. That's good.
I walked 3 driveways,
All right.
and then back home, and I did my exercises.
Well,
That's good, cousin.
I'm glad that you are working on it. Um, you have people from therapy that come and they help you, right? You
Yeah, I have the occupational therapy and a vocational therapy.
That's good. That's good because that'll get you back on your feet faster. I know with me, I didn't have anybody to come in and help me, so it took me, oh my gosh, over a year before I could actually stand up on my own and um, eat right because my hand would just throw food everywhere. It just didn't want to work. But
Yeah, no, they told me to get some weighted gloves.
yeah,
Hi, Roy. Hi, cousin Edie.
yeah, they're all coming in. But that's good. I'm glad that you're working on it and everything. That's great.
I got an appointment Monday or Friday on the 18th, and then on the 23rd, I got to call the Mets bus.
That's
Four
good.
dollars, $4 each way.
Really?
Yep.
Um, I know that like with my Medicaid, if I call them and I set the appointment, they actually pay for it. So you might want to try to get in on that where they actually pay for it because they I used to take them. The only problem I had taking them was they would drop me off at my appointment. I would get there on time, but then I had to wait like an hour and a half sitting outside waiting for them to come back and get me. But
Yeah, I gotta wait for them to come get me.
yeah, it's a pain. But they shouldn't be charging you.
Well, my my disability insurance going into effect this month. They took the money out.
Ah, okay. I see. Huh.
Just they're helping you with disability,
Yeah,
Bimo?
Social Security and Medicaid, Medicaid and Medicare should take effect this month.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's good,
Yep.
Bimo.
Yeah, and
That's
they
good,
they
Bimo.
have a thing with the hop or other stuff where if you call and it'll say if you need assistance with a ride, take that because then that way they help you and you don't have to pay to take the bus or the vans anywhere. And they come and pick you up at your front door and
They
then drop you off. So,
they do that anyway.
okay, well, that's good.
That's good, cousin, that they're helping you out, Primo. Amen.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot of in and outs to Medicaid that they don't tell you. So if you ever need something and you're not sure, I believe you have my number. Call me. I'll tell you how to go about getting it because they did a lot of things for me, but at first I didn't know. And I actually had one of their people tell me, "Oh no, you shouldn't be paying for that." I mean, I got an oximeter to check my oxygen levels, blood pressure cup, shower chairs, walkers, wheelchairs, everything. They actually cover all that, but they don't tell you how to go about getting it. And Abe, is that a big owl on your shirt? Oh, it glows in the dark. Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I use this one for every time I try to do a Bruja with Lechuza. I put on this owl shirt that I got on. It glows in the dark.
Yeah, I like shirts that glow in the dark. They're kind of fun.
Yeah, there's this video of this lady, this woman that acts like an owl. She, I can't remember what her name is. She'll be doing this owl dance, but it's kind of crazy because she be wearing some panties and the owl's beak is down there, and she plays this song, something about the coochie or something, you know.
Wow.
And she makes skits of the owl,
Mm,
and I don't know, it's kind of like
right.
comedy, you know.
They have taken, like, we used to have some really good comedians, but the cancel culture has taken them out. Do you remember all the old movies like Sanford and Son and different stuff like that they would have? Boy, these people nowadays, they would be so offended, but we liked it. We thought they were pretty funny,
Yeah,
It was wholesome comedy, not like the stuff they have now. But it's horrible. What do you think, Jesse, about all this crap going on nowadays? Have you paid attention to any of it?
uh, People nowadays are soft.
No, right?
it's true. Yeah, I'll be right back. Since we're talking, I gotta go.
He's gonna take Rebel out so Rebel doesn't have an accident. I heard Rebel whining in the background earlier, so I think he's got to go out. But it's good. It's good to hear from you there, Jesse.
Well, it's good to be heard. It's kind of late. Yeah, it's two forty something.
Yeah. Yep. It is. It is two. What is it? 2:46 in the morning.
Yep.
I'll tell you. We definitely miss you around here, though. We do, and I know Abe misses you. We all jump in and try to help him out and fill in and come and tell our stories and stuff, but it's just not the same without you, Jesse.
Yeah, I know, but till I get better, I'm gonna have to. Uh-oh, am I still there?
Yeah, you're here.
Uh oh,
Uh-oh, can you hear?
I can hear you, but I can't.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We lost Jesse. That was nice of him to pop up, though. Hey, Buddha. Abe will be right back, you guys. He had to go run and take the dog out. So, but all the craziness going on today, I just want to say that I want everybody to keep your faith, keep your faith in Jesus and try to keep your head straight. When the world is going crazy, the only thing we have is Jesus and keeping ourselves safe and pointed in the right direction. I mean, it's nuts out there. I think that the way that it works is you need to pray before you leave your house. Pray while you're out there running around on the road trying to get things done. And then when you get home, you thank the Father for keeping you safe because it's just so nuts out there. I said the other day, boy, I'm just safe just staying in my house. But after a while, you just get tired of looking at the walls. You got to get out and do something. So I know I have to get out and do some things this weekend. And I sit and think to myself, it's like every day when I wake up, even getting online, something else has happened. It's like, wow, we lost Jesse.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we lost him.
There he is.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's there.
All right. Yeah, he said he got kicked out.
We're at the 2:15 hour marker, Sister Brenda.
Oh yes, almost 3 hours. Woo.
That would, but Jesse would always say 2 hour marker.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm still feeling a little bit zapped from when I went out and did that investigation. For those that didn't see the picture that of what we encountered out there, how you doing, Buddha? Buddha, uh, Buddha
better
Cafe.
cafe.
I'll share the picture one more time for those uh, that come in late.
Yeah,
I'll show the original picture.
she looks so small in the original picture. Like I think she's just standing in the tree. She
Yeah,
might be a little thing.
you can see her there,
Yeah,
right? But doesn't it look like there's something else here? Maybe it's just my, maybe it's just me. Let me see. Let me go take a close look at it. There's the original picture. As we do the close up and close up, you see her better there.
yeah.
A little bit more. There she is. And the close up is right here.
Wow. Yep. You definitely can see her there. Um, Buddha said that he won't stay on long, but he would love to hop on for a brief while.
Uh,
Let me see. And Jesse says it's almost the demonic hour.
Sister Stormy, thank you for tuning in. She said almost witching hour. LOL. Yeah, I had to take Rebel outside to handle some business.
Betty feels
Uh,
better.
yeah, my son had gone to a concert, and he just pulled up right now. So
Oh,
he went with his friends. I don't know if he was in Dallas or in Austin. Uh, I was telling him to be
yeah.
careful.
You always want to protect them, but as they get older, I mean, you can't not let them at least live a little. But it's so scary when they leave. I mean,
Let me see something else real quick. Let me work on this.
good night, Jesse.
Good night, primo.
It's always good to hear from him when he hops on. I'm glad they're helping him. And they did really good getting him, squared away. It took me, oh my gosh, it was horrible. One of the worst things I ever went through. I got denied like 4 times, and the last time they tried to deny me, I had already lost my leg.
Denied you for what, Sister Brenda?
For Social Security and my Medicaid and all that. Yeah, it
Oh
was pretty
wow.
bad. They had, and luckily,
Did you have lawyers?
Scott and White got me lawyers at the last time around. They put their lawyers in on it. And, it was pretty bad. But fortunately, I thank God that we had a system out here where for people who didn't work, and they had knocked me off of work by then because I couldn't do my job. I was in and out of surgery all the time. So they had this system out here that helped me with medical bills, like you know, all the surgeries and stuff they paid for. I was like, oh, thank God. But when I did finally get put on Medicaid and stuff like that, it I found out that there was a lot more that they take care of that they didn't tell me. And there's a second part of Medicaid that I got called Star Plus, and I really think that if Jesse's eligible for it, he should get it because they put like $5,000 into making my dentures. Um, they paid for my electric chair. Um, yeah,
Oh
and
wow.
now like every 5 years they tell you they pay for a wheelchair. But they don't tell you that it can either be a manual or an electric. Okay, so they don't
Ah.
tell you that. So I found out they paid for the electric one, which was great because after as many years as I um, had the manual, my shoulders were getting messed up and I was getting arthritic spurs in them. And it really sucked because I couldn't, it was hard for me to push anywhere. Well, then they told me, hey, you can get an electric chair. I was like, oh, really? So during the 5 years that I've had this chair, the Star Plus paid for new batteries for them because my battery wore out. They replaced the seat, they replaced my arms, the wheels on it they'll replace. So it really helps to have that extra, you know. So and I had to find all that stuff out the hard way. They didn't volunteer it. That's why I said if Jesse needs something and don't pay for it yourself, tell them, and they will work on getting it for you. They just try to get away with as much as possible that they don't have to take care of. But you got to remember all the years that you worked and paid into Social Security and paid into all that stuff. They need to give you that. They need to do that stuff for you, you know. But yeah, it's pretty bad. Man, my night meds are starting to kick in, Abe.
Your
Yeah.
meds. See, Bill Cafe said he's got wanted to say
Hey
something.
guys, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
All right, I got a
We
I
can
got a
hear
new
you, man.
mic.
Oh,
Oh
sounds
man,
good.
like Abe, like I said, I just really quick. I just. Oh my god, this is so freaking funny. This is just me. I have a funny bone,
Uh,
and I just found it really funny. Uh, I was on another channel, and I was going back and forth with another friend. And we were talking about particular subjects. It had to do with religion, and I always tread lightly, of course. Who wouldn't? Because if you don't want to talk about religion, you got to tread lightly. Anyways, uh, in that conversation, during that conversation, I said, "Look, you have to watch what you say because karma is an actual word. Like, actually, I said, I'm looking at the conversation right now on the trip. I said, karma can come back and bite you in the ass. That's what I said. Karma can
yep,
come back and bite you in the ass."
it does.
And then she responds back with, she like there was like a little delay in when she responded back, and she says, "Well, you can go tell karma to go fuck herself."
Oh,
I'm like, and I was like, "What do you mean by that?" Look, I don't know who this girl karma you're talking about, but Jesus is real, and Jesus, and she dove into Jesus, and I went back and I said, "Well, hold on a second. Did you just say that karma can go f herself?" And she's like, yeah. It's like just because karma, you know, believes in Jesus doesn't mean that she agrees with everything that we're saying. And I said, you do understand that I'm not talking about a female name. Karma is not a name of a woman. And she was like, oh, what are you trying to say, Buddha? That because just because is karma telling you all of this? Because I'm telling you right now that karma is wrong. And I'm like, hold on a second. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Karma is not a name of a person. And we went back and forth together like for a good like maybe 20 minutes. I'm like, when am I gonna she literally thought that karma, when I said karma,
Was a person.
was a person. And it got so intense. I guess you
That's,
have to have been there, but it was just intense. And
you can go
whew,
check it out. He's junior. They came from a concert. Yeah.
and so she kept on going. And finally I told her, look, I'm not I guess from the sounds of it, I'm not gonna get to point B. Just want you to know that on your free time, look up the word karma. Karma is not a person; it's just a word. We're off the rails, and that's the point of. But I have my cousin was here. He's not here anymore, but he was listening to the conversation, and he was dying. He was just laughing his ass off.
I've never met anybody that didn't know what that meant when you say, you better watch out because karma will come back and get you.
Yeah.
I have
Well,
ne-
so my cousin says, "Hey, Buddha," in my real name. He told me, this is the perfect opportunity for you when you the next time you buy a rescue dog, because I love dogs, uh, name it Karma, and you have a reason why to name it Karma. I'm like, that's a freaking great idea.
you know, my daughter used to have an English bulldog, and if anybody's ever owned one, they're very very stubborn, and she liked my daughter's husband more than she did her. She would just act like a little ass to her. So, but her name was Karma. That's what she named her. And one
Are you
day,
serious?
yes, and one day
Holy
she tried
shit!
to tell her something, and she turned around and nipped at her. And I said, Karma's a bitch. And she said, yes.
It's a really cool animal name, Karma. Hey, Karma, get your ass over here. Yeah, that's a really cool name. That's funny.
Yeah,
That's funny.
that was the
I
name.
didn't think you were gonna say that, but yeah, yeah.
Yep. When she got her, her husband had told her no, she couldn't have a dog. So she went and got her anyways. She's a lot like me. So she went and got her anyways. And she was just this little cute, wrinkly thing. And I said, oh gosh, what are we going to name her? She said, well, I'm going to name her Karma because my husband told me I couldn't have her.
Oh man,
But
Karma's a
yeah,
really cool name.
she was the love of our life. She really was a good dog. And she loved her Nana. Anytime I was going to go over there, my daughter would say, Nana's coming. And she would run to the window and sit there until I got there. She was a good dog. She ended up having a
I'm actually
stroke.
liking that name.
Yeah,
Like
she ended up
the
having a
name Karma.
yeah.
It's not
She
even a name, but just saying it sounds catchy.
yeah, she ended up having a stroke, and she uh she was old though. I mean, she was like almost 12 years old when she passed away. And usually dogs
All
that
right.
don't have the snout cuz they have a lot of breathing problems, they
Mm.
don't usually live past 10. But she was a go-getter, boy. She was a good dog. But yeah, that's kind of funny. Like I said, I've never met anybody that did not know what that saying meant.
I just laughed my ass off about that. I just like. I guess I was talking to somebody who was not well educated about about
The world.
anything. The world, sure. Yeah, yeah. I like that. The world.
Yeah.
And just for her to say that, had my funny bone just uh, uh, going crazy. But Yeah, Abe. Sorry, Abe. I just wanted to share that with
Oh,
you
that's fine,
guys.
man.
Yeah.
Apologize. It's not open mic. Just wanted to say that I thought that was funny. But Abe and Brenda, I'll leave you guys. And it's Friday. Have a wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful Friday. And Abe, if
Saturday,
you remember,
Saturday now.
is it
Yeah,
Friday? Oh shit, yeah.
it is.
Do you remember, Abe, that I told you that well, now that it's Saturday, Canelo's fighting tonight,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be on Netflix.
yeah.
So if you
I
have a
was,
Netflix account, guys,
uh, it, I was watching. I don't know if Triple A was on YouTube tonight, and
mhm.
I don't know you watch wrestling, but they fought tonight.
Yeah,
Dominic Mysterio
yeah, absolutely.
and
I watch
Elito
Lucha
de
Libre
Leguito.
more than
I watched
American.
it. I watched it before I started the show. I watched that.
I watch
It
more
was
Lucha
live.
Libre.
It was live today. He
Mhm.
fought for the belt, and he won the belt. The Triple
Oh
A
shit, did he?
Mega Campeón.
Yeah.
Check it out. It was live tonight from 10 to 12 or
I
9
wonder if
to.
did he do a like a like a high fly jump off the ring?
Yeah, he did all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, because some of those are unforgettable. You know how they do it. The Mexicans and the Japanese
Yeah,
are best. Mexicans and the Japanese are the best when it comes to lucha libre.
yeah. The Netflix, the boxing match you're talking about is gonna be on Netflix. I just don't know if I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so
be
it's
able
gonna be on.
if I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
go
able
ahead.
to watch it because I might be attending a dance tonight or going to a dancing.
Oh
But
Date
shit.
night.
Well,
I
I would
could
say
always
that's
watch
more
the
important.
replay.
I remember you said that you're gonna take your lady out
Yeah,
dancing. I remember that. We can always replay it,
I
but
think
it's
that
gonna be epic.
I think that's good. It's healthy for a relationship to, you know, on one day a week or one day every other week to take them out. Go out together and have kind of like a date night. I think that's very healthy for a relationship.
you gotta keep the love foundation strong.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. I totally remember you said that. You're gonna take your lady out. If your lady's listening, uh, I want you to know that Abe told us yesterday that his commitment was to take you out, and the fight did not matter. I remember that, Abe. You told me that, so I hope she appreciates the man that she has.
If they're fighting in Las Vegas, you already know who's gonna win.
Well, you know what, Dave, Abe. You know why.
I think honestly, it's gonna be a draw, man. So there ain't gonna be
Well,
no winner,
the
and then they're
reason why
gonna be a part two.
yeah, the reason why my head's wrapped around this one, I think this might be Canelo's last match, and the reason why I'm saying that is because Canelo's 64, 64, 2-2, meaning 64 wins, two draws, and two losses. But he's OG though. And in those 64, I think I want to say 38 of those are knockouts. Crawford hasn't lost yet. He's undefeated. And in those 40, and he's 43 and 0. And in those 43, he's also 38. Now, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. So this is big. I think Canelo is going to announce, if he wins, that he's going to shut it down.
Mm,
And he should. He should pass the baton to somebody else. Oh, and not Oscar. ¿Cómo se llama? Este, Fernando Vargas's son is also in that fighting tomorrow.
he's
So that's gonna be
undefeated.
epic. And he's undefeated. Right. That's right. By the way, you guys, I grew up with Fernando Vargas.
Really?
Yeah. I've known Fernando Vargas since he was a mocoso, like since he was a kindergarten.
Yeah, he could have
I
done good, man, but he messed up when was doing. They found those drugs in the system
Yeah. Well, with against De La
when he beat
Hoya,
De La
yeah.
Hoya.
I'm not
I
gonna.
think he
I'm
had,
not gonna talk. I'm not. He's my.
no,
I've
no.
known him all
I'm
my life.
saying
I'm not
like
gonna
in the
talk shit.
fights, you know,
Yeah.
because when somebody's a champ, you want to see somebody get defeated,
Right.
and but you know how it is, man. Las Vegas, they'll look what they did to what's that guy's name, Garcia, Ryan Garcia, saying that
Yeah.
he had drugs in the system and all that. So
Which I think is bullshit. But
they've
yeah.
done it to a lot of people,
Yeah,
man.
I thought that too. I thought maybe they just did that to bring him down because
To
that kid
hype.
was good.
These days they'll do it. They'll say such words just to hype it up and get people to get because boxing is in trouble. UFC is taking over, and so boxing is like doing everything they can. So they, what better way to get people to get back into boxing than to create controversy?
That's true.
And
Divide,
and Garcia
divide and
is
conquer.
a product of that.
And even if somebody was on something, that's not gonna give you the advantage in the fight. If
Hmm.
you're a good fighter, you're gonna overcome your opponent. If you're a good fighter,
Right.
but it
And
is,
Garcia,
it's crazy.
Garcia is suffering from what I understand. Abe, help me out. I think he has what's that condition, Abe? Garcia has a problem.
He's not all up there, man.
Bipolar. He's bipolar.
Bipolar.
Yeah,
He's got
but
demons.
everybody's saying that his bipolar is making him like that's why he's so freaking good, and he's a gunslinger. But when they give him medication, he's not as good as he was if he did not take the medication.
Right.
Weird. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go back to the conversation, guys. I'm gonna bail.
Alrighty, man.
Um,
We
thank
have
you
a
so
good
much
one.
for bringing me in for a little bit, brother. And I'll talk to you guys soon. God bless.
Alrighty.
Night,
All
baby.
right,
Good
I'm gonna
night.
still be listening. So if you could end your channel with a prayer, I'm there. Take care, guys.
Good night.
All right, bye bye.
Good night.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to see a lot of boxing when I was growing up and stuff. Uh, since I was a kid, all those old fights were back in the day with like Alex Arguello and uh, was it the guy with the heavy hands? Trying to remember his name, but they had Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yep. I remember
Uh,
him.
they had one of the Mayweathers fighting. I think it was an uncle that was fighting,
Yeah.
and Aaron Pryor and Larry Holmes back in the 70s. Muhammad Ali.
Yep.
The times have changed.
Foreman who ended up.
Back then, the fights were real fights because these
Yeah.
guys would beat the crap out of each other. Nowadays, it's not so much. It's it's not it's not even the fights of nowadays. It's not even like the fights of back in the 80s or 90s.
Right.
They've
Yeah.
changed in the past 20, 30 years. Yeah, 20, it's all kind of like staged in a sensible way that
Right.
I don't know. It's
They're
just
trying
different.
to. They're trying
It's
to
not the
make it.
same.
They try to make it like, it's the same way with the wrestling. It's always gone by some kind of a script, but now, it used to be pretty entertaining. Now it's just gotten, I don't know.
I mean, you got the freaking what's it those brothers' names? They're doing boxing and it's staged. Uh, the guys that used to come out on YouTube, the two brothers that do this stage boxing. They call it they call themselves boxers, but they don't have the technique of a boxer. They don't look like a boxer,
Right.
and they pay guys off to take a fall. But even then, back in the day, it was the same way. You had people they would get paid to take the fall, and the person would stay undefeated.
Yeah, I don't know. Things are, like I said, this world is just so crooked that even the corruption has gone into, the entertainment aspects and all that other stuff. You don't know what to believe and what not to believe anymore in anything that's done. It's
Yeah,
so bad.
that was a good fight. Hagler versus Stearns. I think one of the best fights besides them, because those were like real good back in the days. Oh man, was it Manny Pacquiao versus the Mexican guy that beat Pacquiao? What was his name? Ooh, trying to remember the guy's name. There's a Mexican guy that beat Pacquiao. Now that fight was good. They were going toe to toe all the round. Uh, I'm trying to remember the guy's name. He doesn't fight no more. He was Hispanic, and he beat. He's the one that beat Manny Pacquiao.
Hmm.
One of the guys that beat Manny Pacquiao.
I don't know. Buddha says Marquez, Juan Marquez.
No, not Marquez. I think it was Antonio Barrera or Antonio something Barrera.
Hmm.
I know it was one. I think that's a fight. Marcos Antonius Barrera. He fought some. I think. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Ivy says on uh Antonio.
I mean those. Yeah, Antonio de Marco. Somebody. I know. No. I seen Barrera beats. Barrera beat somebody that was undefeated. That he took the title away from him. I just can't remember who it was that he fought. I don't think it was Manny, but whoever he fought, Barrera, man, that was a good fight. These guys, they were beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah, you don't get that anymore.
Yeah, you don't get those kind of fights anymore. Not like that. I knew a boxer that was in the military with me. He was an actual professional fighter, uh, but he had joined the military because the boxing wasn't paying him enough money to support his family. He had like 10 children.
Oh my gosh.
So he joined the military. He was from San Antonio. Uh, Let me see if I can remember his name. Man, it's been a long time. He was a little short guy. Uh, he was from San Antonio, and he was a professional fighter. He fought a lot of those guys back in the days. Just remember his last name. I'll remember his name in a moment. Just
Yeah.
gotta get my brain to work. But he was actually he was a professional. He had his little card. He had to register his hands because his hands were a weapon.
Oh wow. Yeah, I've run into. I know when I was working in Vegas, there was this guy that kept trying to pick a fight, and the guy he was trying to pick a fight with kept telling him, "You don't want to do this, man. I'm telling you, you don't." And he just kept on, and this guy hit him once, and he was out. And come to find
Hmm.
out, he was in town for for a boxing match, and he was an actual boxer. And this boy was big, and this little scrawny guy kept picking on him. And the guy said he told us when we had him in cuffs, "Man, I told him to leave me alone, and he just wouldn't do it. I'm looking at the size of this guy thinking, boy, that guy was dumb.
I seen. I have a friend that's was a boxer. He boxed for the military, and he knows all. He's got pictures with everybody, with Tyson, with all those guys. Corrales, because he knew him from when he was in the army,
Yeah.
because he would actually box with him and stuff like that. I was at a bar, right, and there was this big old Mexican dude messing with him. He was trying to drink his drink. He was cheating on the pool table. He was playing pool against him, and he was cheating on him. And then when he would go shoot pool, he would hit him with his pool stick on purpose.
Oh,
Then he
geez.
come up to me and he said, "Hey, so you got my back?" I said, "Because I'm fixing to kick his ass because he's done messed with me too much." I said, "All right, man, I got your back." I said, "If anybody jumps in, I got you." So the next time that it hit him, he turned around and it was like a 1, 2, 3 combo, and he was out. That dude was out. He beat him up real fast. It was a fast 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 combo. That dude was TKO. And he was trying to get up, and we hold him back. And when I hold him back, that dude, uh, my friend, took some body shots at him like he was a punching bag. It's like, man, that dude was jacked up. We just, but the guy kept on messing with him. You
Yeah.
know,
And they will usually tell them, man, you don't want none of this. You don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And the poor guy that one guy hit, he kept saying, "Is he okay? Is he okay?" And we're like, "No, he's out cold." He said, "I only hit him once, really, and I held back." And
yeah.
well,
Uh, so I used to do boxing when I was a teenager. I was being trained by this guy to fight for the Golden Gloves. I was pretty good, pretty fast. Of course, I would run a lot of miles, so I had a lot of stamina. Uh, so I was going to go fight in Corpus Christi for the Golden Gloves. But then my sister, my oldest sister, like, don't do it. If you get hurt, then who's going to pay for the doctor bills and all this stuff or whatever? So I listened to her and I didn't go for it after all. But I had already been doing the training for boxing and everything. I had a cousin that was a boxer also. Uh, but yeah, the er, boxers are pretty good. It goes to how what you bring to the fight. When I was in the army, I fought people that were boxers. I fought people that were martial artists. Some came at me like they knew how to wrestle. And everybody fights their own way, what they know what to do. But yeah, those guys, man, if they're real good. But the fighting, of what I noticed, has changed so much, man. It's not the same no more, like back in the days.
yeah. Well, I mean, they put more rules and regulations on things nowadays, too, also. So, they're not doing everything that they're trained to do because, well, number one, they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Um, so it's just gotten too political now, I think. That's what it is I'm trying to say.
And there has been boxers that have died in the ring,
Yeah.
just like there has been wrestlers that have died in the ring.
Yep.
Even though at wrestling stage, people have died. Uh, but that's part of that. The boxing is a lot different, than back in the day. Just like football, all the sports are a little bit different than back in the day.
Yep.
It's not
All
the
of them.
same.
All of them.
Every single sport
Baseball,
has
basketball.
changed.
Yep.
They changed the kickoff return on football.
Yep.
That is not the same where you can go hunt down and chop down whoever caught the ball.
Right?
It's not the same no more. So it's like when things have changed, you lose interest. Like the UFCs and all that. They had the padded gloves, they had the domes, they use the cages support sometimes. and they have referees, padded gloves. I mean, it's as real as it's going to be for the sport because it's part of that sport that they created. But a real fight where there's no cage, there's no gloves, no referees, it's different. It's not going to last no 3 rounds.
Right.
Somebody's going to get defeated pretty fast. A real fight, which in a real fight, anything goes, man.
Yeah.
And it could be very ferocious where somebody will take out your knee, your ankle, and take out your eye, bust you in your throat. A real fight is anything goes, but
I remember way back in the day, even a baseball game, somebody would do something wrong and both teams would come running out of the dugouts and there'd be a big old brawl on the field. And you just don't see that kind of humor anymore in sports. They don't have that energy.
yeah, I mean, like Mike Tyson, he needs to retire, man. They say he wants to get back in the ring with Mayweather. I don't want to see that fight, man.
Yeah, nah, he's too old. He needs
Not
to
after,
step
not
down.
after what I witnessed with him and the one of the brothers. What was it called? The Paul brothers or whatever. Logan. I
Yeah,
mean, the Paul brothers.
yeah,
If he does it, it's just to get another payoff. But he done lost his mojo a long time ago, man.
yeah.
I mean, we
Definitely
all get
so.
older. As we get older, we're not the same. But
Right. Take advantage of your youth when it's there, but once you get older, it and that's a bad thing because you got all these boxers and wrestlers and everything, and they did their glory thing when they were younger and they made their money. They should they should have put all that away and taken advantage of the fact that now that they're older, they can go vacation. But a lot of them are broken. You know,
yeah,
they
they
can't.
spend their money.
Yeah.
Well, when you're a boxer, a lot of the money goes to the people that train you. There's a
Right.
cut that everybody gets. So you
Yep.
don't get the full amount of money that they say the purse is. You're not gonna get all because a lot of things are gonna go to your team that trains you.
Yeah. They should be. I mean, the only good thing that George Foreman did was he went ahead and put his name on, you
May you
know,
rest in peace.
grills and all that stuff. Yeah. So, that made it to where he could have taken his golden years and, vacationed and relaxed and all that stuff. But I'm telling you, things just aren't the same anymore anywhere. Every sport is different.
And there's a price to pay for every sport, like boxing. Most of these guys, after a while, they later on in life they get like Alzheimer's and
Yeah.
they get getting the shakes. They start having
Brain damage.
go crazy. They want to, they lose their mind. They start getting alter egos like De La Hoya wearing stockings with high heels.
Oh, jeez.
Like, whoa there, Golden Boy. We're not at the Golden Girls. You wasn't a member of the Golden Girls.
Right?
He wants to. He's out there with his fishnet stockings and red high heels. Like, whoa. There was a little kid. He was somewhere, and there's a little kid. How do you feel about the people making fun of you of wearing the high heels and fishnet or stockings? And De La Hoya was looking at him, and he looked at the little kid and said, "Oh, that's funny. You know what? I got him on right now." And the little kid was like, "Oh, that's messed up." You- but why he had that on? Probably he was probably well, what he's doing right now. The other thing is substance abuse. This boxers they'll kill some of the pain.
Yeah.
They do drugs. So if you see a lot of Oscar De La Hoya 3 clap time, you could tell he's high on some You can tell he's high on coke on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's his life, right?
Yep. But all right, Abel, I'm going to get off of here, and I think I'm going to make me a turkey bacon wrap, and I'm going to
There you
try
go.
to lay down.
All righty, Sister Brenda, thank you very much for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having me
We
up.
got
It
a
was,
rebel right here.
oh, Rebel. He says, "Where's my treat?"
Yeah, that's what he wants is a treat. I
Yes.
already done gave him a lot of treats.
He's got you trained.
Yeah, he already knows every time I go live, he's like, I'm gonna go hit him with some treats.
Right? He can't run and say no in front of people because then
He
he'll look
likes
bad.
he likes this one's.
Oh yeah.
Man, it's a strong smell.
Those are the ones that smell
Salmon.
like salmon. Yeah.
All right, Sister Brenda. Well, thank you for being on the show. Do you want to drop your link so we can share it out?
Yeah, I can do that. I
I
gotta
think we have tomorrow. I won't be going live. I told my wife Buddha Cafe is tuning in. She came from work, and I was like, hey, you know, there's going to be a boxing match tomorrow on Netflix. You know, and she looked at me and she gave me this certain look. It's like, oh shit. So I didn't want to get her upset. You know, I don't want karma coming after me. So
I
we were talking about
know.
karma. So I said, okay. I said, I just watched the replay. And then she got relaxed. But I seen karma when I said I brought up the fight of
She
Canelo and Crawford. Karma wasn't going to be good.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. I think somebody dropped it there.
Oh, did they? Oh, Ivy did. Thank you, Ivy.
It was Ivy.
Yeah. Well, she's one of my mods too, so over
Oh,
there.
okay. Yeah, man. I know about karma, man. It's just a certain look a woman gives you, man.
Yeah.
There's like that look, like you better walk a.
Fine line.
When they give the look, it's like you're walking on with a pole on a freaking line,
Yep.
and you better keep your balance because she's gonna push you off that tightrope.
All right, Ed. Well, you have a good time tonight, and you guys be safe. And then we will see you later on.
Alrighty, thank you.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Enjoy your sandwich.
Oh yes.
Well, there you go, folks. We talked a little bit about everything. Thank you for tuning in on to Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Guess we're going to say a little prayer before we go. Uh, Heavenly Father, at this time, we'd like to pray for all my brothers and sisters to maintain their Heavenly Love Foundation, not to look into too many things that are happening in social media or any other kind of outlets, not to focus on negative comments, to focus on the good things in life, and to focus if they need to pray for somebody because they feel a certain way, pray for those individuals. But maintain your Heavenly Love Foundation. For them to maintain their Heavenly Love Foundation, and if there's any negative energies that is trying to stop us from maintaining the Love Foundation, we tie bind and rebuke them in Jesus Christ's name, because we don't accept any form of negativity. We call upon you, Heavenly Father, to send your heavenly angels and the Holy Spirit to cleanse our homes and our foundation as we place heavenly spiritual crosses on us from head to toe. Uh, and thank you, Heavenly Father, for continuing to be in our lives and guiding us spiritually. This we pray in your name, Heavenly Father. Amen. In saying that, brothers and sisters, Everybody have a good night and God bless y'all. Uh, Most likely, we'll do a live on Sunday because I will be taking the night off tomorrow or tonight, should I say. Good night, everybody. God bless y'all. Have a good morning and a blessed day. This is Brother Abe Cias, Sir Cias signing off for Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Hit the like button before you go. And thank y'all for tuning in. And like I said before, always maintain your Heavenly Love Foundation, no matter the situation, because that's what's going to get us through spiritual warfare, through Jesus Christ, brothers and sisters. We have to do it through Jesus Christ.